in spaces. It's in spaces. It's in spaces. Yeah. It's in spaces. 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 Yeah. It's in spaces. 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 Yeah. It's in spaces. 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 Yeah. It's in spaces. It's in spaces. It's in spaces. It's in spaces. It's in spaces.
Since Spaces.
G'day invaders, welcome to Since Spaces, and this is a look at the Japanese Sega Mega Drive Mini. This is cool. You guys can't see it. It's only in a little window down there, but yeah, as I was just waiting for the time to tick over, I was just watching the games tick over, and there's some really cool games on this, and there's some shockers as well. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. But before we get into that, I'm going to go around and just have a look to see who's in the chat. We have got Goffioso. How you doing, matey? Or just Goff. I can never get my tongue around that name. We've also got Game Boy Bryant. Tommy's in the chat. You promised you'd be here. How you doing? And we've also got Tiger Max. So how you guys all doing? It's a pretty cool night here. It's not exactly balmy, but it's not exactly chilling. It's just a cool night. It's we're finally getting into spring here in Sydney. It's taken a while, and it's going to be a hot one tomorrow, actually. So, well, I'm down to be 680 down the whole spaces. Okay, well, good on you, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection. No, we're not. We're talking about the Sega Mega Drive Mini. Play columns. No, I won't. Well, not yet. Thanks for the suggestions. Play Hybrid Front. No, not yet. All right, let's get into it. You guys want to see the games, it looks like. So at the moment, it's just going through its paces. I'm just going to reset the damn thing. Oh, that's handy. When it's in the demo, if you just hit reset, it just goes straight to the front page without going to the menu. I didn't get the box prepared. Hang on a second. Alright, so I've got two Sega Mega Drive Minis. I'm just going to flick over to the main screen. Here we go. So that's the one I've got. That's the power version. And that's the one that's coming out in the UK this weekend. So it's a bit of a shame that you guys had to wait a little longer. And this is the one that's been out in Japan as well. And here it is. So this is the Japanese version that comes with two 6-button controllers. Yes, that is an awesome thing. But I gotta be honest, the retro bit controller that I bought individually is just that little bit better, but not by much. These are really good controllers that came with this. And I'll show you one right now. So it didn't come with much in the box. There was no posters, there was no wall plug. It was just the controllers, the console, HDMI, and a USB charge connection, and that's it. Really basic stuff. They're really cutting it down fine at the moment. Anyway, get back to, yeah, this is the 6-button controller that comes with it. And as you can see, it looks just like the original 6-button controller that came out all those years ago, except, actually, which one's this? That's the one that I bought from Retrobit. Very similar, except it's got a mode button in the middle, which this has got the mode button at the top. And this one here, which is it's not an official product, this is a licensed product. It's got L and R buttons on it, and this one, I'm getting all fumbled up. That one does not have L and R buttons, just the mode button, and that is it. So, but it feels really good. It's got slightly different plastic in the D-pad compared to the other one. But anyway, let's get this, the language changed. You guys are here to see what it looks like when you open it up. So that's what you're faced with when you first get this machine up and running. I'm going to go through the comments because I've been ignoring you a lot. Very rude of me. So we've got Sank Spockies. All right, Tiger Max, good one. Sydney A, yeah, Sydney. Ultimate Collection, you sure? No, I don't think this one's an Ultimate Collection. There's some good ones, but there's some games in this collection and the Japanese version that it doesn't appeal to me. Let's flick over to the gameplay. The Japanese one looks sexy. Yes, and that's not the box though that I got with my original Japanese Mega Drive all those years ago. Mine was just this one's slightly different. So this one's got a picture of the console on the front, where the one that I had looked more like an illustration. It was the original Mega Drive box that came out all those years ago. Your Retro Bit one is for PCs, and so is this one. This one is also usable on PCs as well. Big screen spacies. Right, thank you. Oh, you want what? What do you want to see on the big screen? You want to see the box? I already showed you the box. Let me have a look. I haven't bothered to set the Stream Deck up properly, so there we go. That's the box there. That. And it's got the Mega Drive logo and Sega on the side. And the game's on the back. I have to say though, as cool as this does look, I do think though that the Mega Drive in the West, the box looks better. And that kills me to say that, because I prefer the Japanese logo and the Japanese design, but this box does look excellent. They really nailed that. And you notice how this one doesn't feature Sonic on the front, whereas the Western one does. I prefer the Japanese console because it looks better. got the original Japanese Mega Drive box. No. So the story behind that is that I bought a Mega Drive back in the day, and about 2 or 3 years in, it started flashing. It was on the blink, and I was wanting to get it fixed, but the guy that was going to repair it said, look, I'll exchange it for a new one for you. But he gave me a PAL version instead. So I in hindsight, I would have got the Mega Drive from Japan fixed, but the idea of getting a brand new Mega Drive again was too much to resist at the time. But in hindsight, again, that was a mistake. I would have held on to that Japanese Mega Drive. I do prefer it. And I'm going to bring the camera over. Actually, I want to just show you guys the actual Mega Drive itself. It's all set up here, ready to go. And that I just think that just looks better than the... Sorry, this is dodgy camera work here. So that's... I'll move the mic. And that's the West one there, or the PAL version. I like that 16-bit. Someone commented on Twitter today that they said they don't like the 16-bit logo of the Japanese one. Are they kidding? It looks epic. This looks meek. I don't know why they made that decision to change the design. I really don't know what they were thinking back then. Also, another difference is it says the word volume on the Western one, but on here it says phones. And it's got a blue button, whereas this one obviously has the white button. Just little changes. Oh, and this one's volume's down. I wonder why. Alright, so I'll get back into the games now, because that's what you're really here for. So, it starts off just like you would find in the PAL Mega Drive Mini. I'll just go through the games as best as I can, considering it is in Japanese. Space Harrier 2, Ghouls and Ghosts. Now this one's interesting. Super Shinobi, not Shinobi 3. I personally prefer this one over Shinobi 3. I know that a lot of people disagree with me on that, but that's what opinions are all about. I'm actually glad that this came with it. However, this is not the original Shinobi, because it doesn't feature the original dude on the title screen, and it doesn't have Spider-Man and Batman. So this is probably the worst edition you can get, but it's still cool to hear the music and still play the game. Golden Axe, Assault Suit Lenos. Yep, that's a thing. Thunder Force 3. Now, Columns. Yay, boring. This is the one that everyone's here for. Well, this is the one that made me really go out of my way to get this console, and that is Musha Released. And I'll play that first, but I'm going to go through all these. Another one, I've actually got this, the original version of this, Wrestle Ball. This is better than Speedball 2. It is such a good game, and I'll show you that in a second. Rent a Hero. Now, I never played this, so this is going to be a first for me. The little mini box with the Sunsoft box. It's Super Fantasy Zone. Shining Force. They didn't get 2 in Japan. It's a bit odd. I can't remember what this one is. I'll come back to that. Landstalker. Sonic 2. Hang on. Is Sonic 1 not on this? Wow, I just realized that. Sonic 1 is not actually in this list. Okay, that just dawned on me just then. World of Illusion, not Castle of Illusion. Bare Knuckle 2. Just Streets of Rage, if you don't already know. Snow Brothers. Not Snow Bros. People who say bros and not brothers are illiterate. Slap Fight Mega Drive. That's hard. That is such a hard shooter. Road Rash 2. Gunstar Heroes. Now, this is interesting. Street Fighter 2 Plus. It's not called Champion Edition or whatever the other one was. It's Plus. Mega Q. Now, it's a shame that this is not translated into English. This is actually a pretty cool idea. It's based on a TV show that was in Japan. It's a quiz show, and it features commercials for Sega products in the game, which I thought was pretty cool. Y&A Brothers? I don't know. Oh, Dino Brothers, sorry. Dino Brothers 2. It's a strategy game of some sort. I can't play it though because it's in Japanese. Fantasy Star... Wait. It's got to be Fantasy Star 4. I'll come back. Yeah, Fantasy Star 4, but they don't have the 4. It just says Fantasy Star End of the Millennium. Vampire Killer, which is Castlevania. This is another weird one. This is like a puzzle mix game. I will translate and move it into the Genesis mode in a second. Monster World 4. Lord Monarch. I don't know. I was big into the Mega Drive and I had a lot of dodgy Japanese copied games. This wasn't one of them. Hybrid Front. Dynamite Heady or Heady. Shining. Now, hang on. Now, I'll have to come back to this one. It's something too. And another one I'm not sure of. Some fighting game. Rockman Mega World and Puyo Puyo 2, which is interesting. This one sets you. They tried to change it into a bit of a role-play game. And then you've got the story of 4. This one's interesting. This is actually 4 games or so in one. This is featuring some Sega Channel games. So that's got Flicky in it. So that expands out the number of games you get. Then you got Comic Zone. I don't know. I'll come back to it. Darius and Tetris. So that's all the games. I'm going to move the language over though. Alright, so we're moving it into English and you notice that it goes into Genesis mode. And it shows you Genesis artwork. And it also features Genesis ROMs where applicable. And I'm putting in order of release date. So that game I couldn't mention before is Target Earth. Where was some of the other ones I couldn't... I still can't get over the fact that I don't have Sonic 1 in this. That is just really interesting. I guess they figured, well, if we've got Sonic 2 in there, no one's going to play Sonic 1. Which is probably a fair point. World of Illusion. Trying to find the ones that I couldn't identify. So they changed the name to Castlevania from Vampire Killer. Puzzle and Action. And this one was Langriser 2. Okay, no wonder I didn't know this. Yu Yu Hakusho Battle to Unite the Demon Plane. That's a killer name, that. That one was Puyo Puyo 2. And yes, it was Fantasy Star 4. Value Games in a Can. Who comes up with these names? And this one that I had no idea about. Modu Monogatari. Right. Just rolls off the tongue. So Japan got Puyo Puyo 2. Yep. Well, we got Dr. Robotnik's mean bee machine, blah, blah. Now, is Hybrid Front translated? No. So just because it's got English and it actually shows you a blurb in English, it is not in English, which is a real shame. I would love to get this hacked and get get it to display when you play it in English to put the English translated version, which I'm sure there's one out there, and put that ROM in its place. You own the original cartridge. Okay. Yeah, the game was never imported, so... Oh, by the way, a bit of a reminder, we are live on Twitch, we are live on YouTube, and we're also on Facebook and on something else. I'm trying to remember. Mixer. Why do I forget Mixer? Ninja didn't forget Mixer. All right, so let's get straight into... Oh, by the way, one more thing I forgot to show. If you change the language to a European-based language, like the German, it goes into Mega Drive mode, and it shows you Mega Drive artwork instead. And not all the games, obviously, are going to go to a Mega Drive mode, because Musha, for example, never got an official release in the PAL regions. That is a crime. I'll go back though. I just wanted to show that off. Actually, it'll be interesting to go through the artwork. Yeah, so you got some blue Mega Drive titles there. Pro Protector. God, I hate that name. And it shows the Mega Drive artwork for Tetris, which was never a thing. that box that you see there never happened. It was only released in Japan and then retracted right away. And for legal reasons, Sega have to say that it never got released, because it should be around about here. Around about here. Tetris was released around that time and then retracted. But for legal reasons, they have to say, no, it was released now. Because otherwise Nintendo will be like, yeah, we're going to sue your butt. You forgot the Kirby game, which was a Puyo Puyo game for the Super NES. I don't know what you're talking about. I'd imagine the PAL version has a separate American language for the Genesis versions. No, most games, they just translated. When they made it into English, they made it American English with, you know, the words like color spelt without the U, etc. We in the West, we in Australia are used to it. Apparently the version on this is the arcade version rather than the totally non-existent MD one. What are we talking about? Which game? If you're talking about Tetris, no, Tetris definitely was a Mega Drive release. And I know because I've played one of the rare versions of the game that if I could get my hands on it now, it's probably worth a few $100,000s. But I've played a copy of the game, legit. And the box art did look like that, and it was being advertised in Super League football. Super League baseball, and it never got officially released. Officially, it did get released and put on shelves and then retracted, but all the copies that were sent overseas, I wouldn't have been many copies that got dispatched overseas, but they wouldn't have been able to retract all of them. But the version on this isn't that rare one. No, it is this is the Mega Drive version. I know because I know the Mega Drive version because I've got a copy that I made from that cartridge on disc, and I've played it on my Mega Drive for all these years, and now everyone else is finally getting to play that version, which is nothing really to be jealous of. Game Boy Brian is saying Kirby's Avalanche is the game's name. Look it up. It's Puyo Puyo, but with Kirby characters. What are you on about? I don't see Kirby anywhere there. It's definitely Kirby. No, sorry, it's definitely Puyo Puyo too. It's got nothing to do with Kirby. Which one's not? Tetris was Sega. Sega, sorry. Hey, let's just play it, all right? Sorry, get it out of the way. The dumbest version of Tetris, which is worth an absolute fortune. This is different. Wait up. I think you might be right. I don't remember a freaking monkey. Hang on, let's play it. Now you got me thinking. Don't do that. Nah, this is the Mega Drive version. Definitely the Mega Drive version. Complete with that crappy music. You know what? This was the first version of Tetris that I ever got to play, and everyone bags this one out saying that it's not the best version, and they're probably right, but it's still Tetris, and it's still playable. It's just the best way to think of it is that there's so many better ways to play this game now. And that music, there's something about that music that actually I like. It's just quirky, wrong. And I can imagine everyone watching me play this now going, what are you putting it there for? Don't put it there. No, what are you doing? Backseat Tetris players. All right, well that's that. Now, I don't care about this at the moment. With this controller, to get back to the main menu, with the regular free button controller that you get with the power version, you have to hit the reset button. But with this, you just hit the mode button, and it goes back to the menu. Super convenient. Oh, but one thing I hate. On the menu, A is confirm. But I remember when owning a Mega Drive, C was always the confirm button from memory. I might be wrong. You can't hear the music. Ah. There we go. I didn't want to overpower the stream with the music. Sega Tetris on the DC had monkeys on the Dreamcast. Okay, they put the arcade version on this. I'll look into that a bit more. You got it. There is Puyo Puyo games on the Super NES released in Japan. Only annoying, isn't it? Okay. Did someone say Tetris the Grandmaster? Okay. Yeah, we can't hear the game. Can you hear it now? I think you should be able to hear it now. I just don't want to make it too loud. Alright, so I'm going to put it back into English. You'll get so used to doing that. Now, with the Mega Drive Mini that I've got, the power version, I've been playing Wonder Boy in Monster World because I just remember I reviewed that game back in the day and I loved it, and it's good to finally play a version of it in HD on a HDMI screen, and it's just cool to be able to have save states. But the one annoying thing that I hate is if I, for example, want to play Musha Released and I want to just resume my save state, I have to first go into the game and then hit the mode button and then select load and then select which one I want to load. Now, on the Super Nintendo, the layout is a little bit better because as you're selecting the games, it shows you the save states on that initial, screen. I prefer that. This is just a little annoyance. It's not something that it's not a deal breaker. I will just reset this though. I don't want to show you guys this. I want to show you the start. this is the main reason, this game alone. If it did not have this game, I would not have bought the Japanese version. That's how much I love this game. And I will eventually get the original. It's just paying $300 for a Mega Drive cartridge stings quite a bit. Now, I just noticed something. Oh yeah, because I'm in English, it's showing Musha. And if I was in Japanese, it would be showing Elise. Game Boy Bryant was saying that sucks if your controller doesn't have a mode button. It's annoying. It's a slight annoyance, but for me, I've got the Mega Drive sitting right here within reach. But I understand most people won't have that, so they got to get up and press reset. Sorry. Is the Mega Drive still? Oh, it's quiet. Hang on. Again, I didn't want to put it up too loud. It didn't sting. What? Tommy said I didn't sting when I handed over $330 for my copy. Toughen up. I actually found it for less. And I had to walk past it because I've already told you this story. When I saw Elise at Super Potato in Osaka, it was going for about $170, but I had already dropped some money on. Yeah, how you doing, Emerald Rangers? I had already dropped $80 for a Game Boy, for a GameCube with a Game Boy Advance player, brand new, unused, in 2017. So for me to then go to my wife and say, hey, can I get this as well? it was just going to be too much of an ask, and I didn't want to turn that trip into an argument. So happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? I'd already got myself an awesome pickup, which I still use. I'm staring at it now to this day, which is the GameCube. Eventually, I think I will end up getting Musha released on Mega Drive, but I then have to get myself a Mega Drive that can play it properly, because mine is a Power Mega Drive, and it doesn't run at the proper speed. So when I've never been able to play this at the 60 hertz rate, because even when you bought this on Wii console, the Virtual Console, it still ran slow. They didn't sell the 60 hertz version, and the Act Games console can run them. Yeah, but you know what you can do with your Act Games console, don't you? Mine was a little more expensive because it's boxed complete with the reg card. Ah. Yeah, I'm not too sure if this had the reg card or not, but being that it was in Japan, I would imagine that it did, because very rarely have I ever picked up a boxed game in Japan and it not be complete. But that's starting to change. Get a 60 hertz switch. Yeah, I gotta get someone. I gotta send my Mega Drive off to someone that can do it. Smash the Act Games system with a hammer. What about an analog Mega SG with an EverDrive? Yeah, now we're starting to talk some serious money. and I wouldn't bother getting an EverDrive. I'd get the Mega CD one. What's that called? The Mega SG. No, that's Mega SG is the console. What's the cartridge though that they've just released that can run Mega SD? Yeah. All right, let's get on. I want to play this. Oh, it remembered my settings. Usually I have to pause and turn the speed up, but it remembered my settings from before. And that's awesome. I'm going to play this up until maybe to the end of the first level. I've spent so many hours on this game, it's ridiculous. So the version that I got to play of Musha released was a pirated version because I just couldn't get I couldn't buy a legitimate version. It was never I've never seen it in the wild until I've seen it twice in the wild in all these years. Once in Australia, and I, for whatever reason, I probably was broke, didn't buy it, and then that time in Osaka. That's the only two times that I've ever seen this in the wild. I hate using that expression in the wild, but it's the easiest way to just explain. I mean, out and about. I love the explosion sound. Sound test number 13. It's just awesome. Now, don't pick up the power-ups. You stick with the power-up and then build up with the same colored one later. If you don't know what Musha Released is about, check out Classic Game Room. Mark did on Classic Game Room did probably one of the funniest, one of the best reviews I've seen of this game. That guy is crazy and just absolutely loves this game, and I totally understand why. Oh, and this is, Tommy, this is a comment for you. When I set mine up, I set it up with full speed. So I set my red arrows up there to max, and I prefer to use the reverse form so that I can control which direction the little guys, my little helpers, are shooting. So tell me if that's, I don't know what form you would do, but that's the way that I set it up. That's the beauty of this game. You can play it any way you want. This first level is not really that impressive. It's just to get you into the zone, I guess you could say. It's later on in the game where it really does impress. And that music, I can't stress enough how good this music is. Easily one of my favorite shooters of all time. And it sucks playing it like this because I can't hear it. Because I don't want you guys to hear the TV sound. I normally set mine to 3-way. Oh, okay. And until the boss can go to forward. Oh no! I was too busy reading the comments! Ah! Oh, no! Am I gonna make it to the end of the first level? Power up! Oh no! I think that's the first time I've ever played this and not been able to take out both of those dudes. It's just weird playing it on a stream, that's all I'm saying. Totally different. Ah, man. This will be a game over. It's not normally that hard. I don't know what's going on here. Just let me take out this boss and we'll call it a day. Mine is UN Squadron on Super NES. I really do need to get that on the Mini. Yes, I hacked the Mini, and I do intend to hack the Mega Drive. I just don't know which one I want to hack. Isn't that a weird problem to have? 2 Mega Drives, and you're sitting there working out which one do I have. Because they're both the same, just one looks cooler. Now I want to beat this boss because I want you guys to hear the music, and then anyone that's familiar with my channel on YouTube will recognize it straight away. And the cool story about this track, I won't tell the story until I've finished beating this boss. There we go. Alright, so you got to listen up to this track that they play now. Yes. It's in Spaces. So, alright, there's enough of that. So that track that you heard there, the round over music, actually I'll go back to the game. I'll reset the game. That track was always going to be my opening track for the channel. I just always knew that was going to be the track that I used. Where is it? Round clear. Tiger Max says, I hope you licensed that track, Spacies. I kind of had something better than that. The composer himself was subscribed to my channel for a long time. And I don't know, I think he just got a kick out of hearing his track whenever he watched one of my videos, because he was, he was a subscriber until he fell off YouTube. And now he's no longer on YouTube, which is a grand shame. Oh, here we go. We got Seb Viney in the comments. The ultimate scrub. Where have you been, mate? Talking about scrubs. Alright, so we'll get back out into the main menu and just have a look at some of the... I'm going to show you guys Wrestle Ball. This is the best game that you've never played, unless your name is Tommy. Oh, no way! No way! No way! Toshiaki Sakota is watching! I was playing his game! No way! How you doing? Oh, no way! That's it, I'm playing more shit. Oh, that is just unbelievable. Well, there you go. I thought you fell off YouTube. I gave up on... I do... Okay, so here's the story. I wanted to meet up with Toshiaki Sakota. Unfortunately, when we were in Japan, we couldn't get time to do it. This is unbelievable. And so I had to pull out of the deal. I wanted to interview him because the guy, he's a freaking legend. And I don't know how good his English was going to be. So I was freaking out though, thinking, well, how am I going to interview him? And Toshiaki, I really do want to meet up with you in Japan one day. I hope that offer is still on. This is such an honor. I used to play this so often, and I would be playing this with the lights out, and there's one round in this game where there's a thunderstorm and lightning is going about, and that was just one of my favorite levels in this game. How cool does this look? It is such good sprite work. The art, the detail that they could manage to get out of this game. They really milked the Mega Drive for all it was worth. Why have I got that on roll? That is unbelievable. Grim Monolith is just saying that he just got his Mega Drive or his Genesis Mini. Well done, mate. I'm just so glad to see this game was on it. It was, again, the main reason why I bought the Japanese version. I had this sent to me from my nephew in Hokkaido, Sapporo. He sent it out on day one, and it took that long to get here, but it was worth the wait. I'm just sad that the UK didn't get this game on day one. Or they didn't get this game at all, but I mean they didn't get the Mega Drive Mini. I'm not a good player. I'm not a good player when there's people watching me. I got a question for you. Oh, jeez. I got a question for you, Toshiaki. I want to know, what is your favourite track that you've made for this game? Do you have a favourite track? Man, I have to say this one's probably up there. How come there wasn't an at least two? Well, there kind of was. There was Robo released on the Mega CD, and my memory's a bit blurred. I can't remember if I actually owned it. I do remember playing it, and I remember being very annoyed by the game and the music because the music wasn't in the same style as this. But in hindsight, I should have kept it if I did give it away. I can't. My memory's blurred. It was, 30 years ago. Oh, come on! Ah! I'm so bad at this with people watching. That's my excuse. I've got a pea shooter, that's all I've got to protect me. Yes! Oh, here we go. Toshiaki said, I signed a contract with an American record company. No way! Congratulations. I'm glad to hear that you got some success there. Grim Monolith says, I have all the games on the Raspberry Pi 4. I did not even open the Genesis Mini. Oh man, you gotta open it. Come on. Oh, this is the level that I really want you all to see, because this is just some cool stuff. Okay, so when I first played this, trying to tell the story while not getting my ass kicked. I love this track, by the way. This is one of my favourite tracks from the game. No! Oh, come on. So I had a guy that used to import all the games from Japan to Australia. His name was Scott, and he was probably in his 60s, early, coming up to 70 years old. Look at that, man. How cool does that look? And he wanted me to see this specific scene, what you just saw then. And I remember he was getting all excited when it came up to that level, and he said, watch, 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 watch. And the look on my face must have been really awesome to just see that section. Oh. Rubbish! My very first stream that I ever did on Twitch was, oh wow, look at all the slowdown there. I don't remember that much slowdown being on the original. Well, that's game over for me. Grim Monolith said, I heard a rumor you have a very rare Sega computer. Had, not have. Oh, actually, no, I do have. I got the Sega SC3000, which I will get. Are you talking about this one? So yeah, that's the Sega SC3000. I'm just going to move back over to the main screen. No, I don't want that camera angle. What am I doing? Alright. Well, as cool as that game is, I do have to move on and show you guys the other games. But, so what's the composer's work in Hollywood spaces? I don't know. He just said that he got a contract signed with an American record company, which, you know, that's awesome. You've got to get contracts signed to get money on the, you know, food on the table. I don't know much more beyond that though. Try. I'm not sure what he means by try. So what's the composer's work in Hollywood spaces? And he's replied try. I'm not sure what he's trying to say there. Does this mean that we'll all get a Musha soundtrack on vinyl record? Oh man, that would be the best. Alright, so we're going to show you my other favourite game, or CD would be good. Wrestle Ball. I love the music in this. The music in this is so good. Do you have your Turbo PC engine pre-ordered? No, I don't. It's the only Mini that I'm missing now. I'm not used to hearing this music so fast though. 8-track. So, more people in the West are familiar with Speedball 2, and rightfully so. That game is awesome. But I prefer Wrestle Ball, which was known as Powerball in America. And hang on, I just got to do something. I got to get rid of Sonic there. You gotta go back out of the. That's so dumb. Just want to change the wallpaper in the background to just plain. Actually, I'll change it to the grids. That's better. And we'll go back to. There we go. Powerball was awesome. Do you know there's differences in the Japanese version of Wrestle Ball? I don't know what the differences are because I've only played the Japanese version. I've never played the West one. And again, I'm not used to hearing it at this speed. Why can't I find it? I know why I can't find it. Because I want to find it. Is it? I'm going to show you guys Powerball, but I can't find it at the moment. That's alright, I'll have to show it another time. Alright, I'm going to play a game. So you got different Battle Royale. I can't remember what this is about. You got a league, you got training, and you've got Battle Royale. I used to play the league. Yeah, Toshiaki, these are excellent games in this series, but some of the games in the Japanese Mega Drive Mini are not in English, and they're a little hard to play if you don't speak Japanese. Listen how good this music is. This is a Namco game. Why don't Namco make games like this anymore? See, it's very similar to Speedball. You've got to select. They blatantly ripped off Speedball in some ways. You got to power up your stats. Distribute your stat points at the beginning of the game. decide. Oh, Tommy, how you doing? Can't decide which one you like better. It's what you're trying to say, I think. Hang on. See, I try to remember how to play. The cool thing about this game compared to Speedball is that you can hold down the A button to power up a charge, and you use that to take opponents out, and it's so satisfying when you... Oh, he jumped him. This guy's just going to walk at him. It's so satisfying when you take out a player and you see their screen flash. It really just gives you that satisfying hit that someone's just been walloped. They even do clotheslines. I love the sound when you knock someone to the ground. Bang! Oh, almost. Another good game that should have been on the Mega Drive Mini is Mutant League Football. Oh, what? I would love to see a sequel to this. Not Mutant League Ice Hockey. Well, both. I just think EA didn't do enough for the Mega Drive Mini. They released one game, and I kind of get the feeling it was just as a token, you know, way of saying, yeah, we gave you something, now stop complaining. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, we almost got walloped. How good would a new version of this be? It's just not a... It's not a genre of game that gets done enough. You know, futuristic sport games. It was big in the 90s and then it just died off. There was one or two games that came out on Xbox, but they weren't good. Well, EA are too busy selling FIFA packs. I can't believe surprise mechanics is just another word for... Oh, okay. Genesis Mini should have had NHL 95, but EA probably would have said no. No, I don't. I honestly think that they couldn't get the rights to it. Because it's not EA that are having to say it's okay. It's the NHL. But to get around that, they could have just released Mutant League Hockey. And it's the same game, but well, not quite the same game really, but it would have been a good substitute. Oh, come on, come on, come on. You don't want to see your goalie get hit. Come on. It is such a scrappy game. It is so cool. You really got to try and learn the balance of knowing when to get the ball delivered, you know, get it out it to kick it. Sorry, struggling with words. We need a futuristic AFL game. No, we do not. Who said that? Oh. It struggled there for a bit with the sprites. No, no, no! Go, son! I like how they come in with the coat hanger. Yes! What was that? Sorry, I just saw in the comments, Clive Palmer, Humpty Dumpty, what? So this is a game, if you just joined in late, this is a game that's not on the Mega Drive Mini in the UK or the Genesis Mini. And it's just such a shame because I got so excited when I first heard this game announced. And I just would have loved to have seen this released. Alright, we're up 1-0. And I love the anime character here holding up the sign. We never got to see much of the anime characters back when this was released, so this was a cool game when it came out. I spent ages on this game. Am I kicking in the right direction? I hope so. Yeah. Come on, we've all played a sport game and then found out we've kicked the wrong direction, or maybe even got a goal for the wrong team. And anyone that says that they haven't done it is a liar. So what do you think of all the Atari news about the VCS? I think that company, I wouldn't go so far as to call them fraud, but it's funny to watch, that's all I'll say. Oh yeah, there's two ways you can score. So you can get a goal by kicking it into the backboard there behind the goalie, or you can walk over the line into that area for a 3-pointer touchdown. And you get, oh man, it can get just so scrappy, this game. It's so cool. Oh no. Get that out of here. Yes. The Atari VCS is the golden turd that just keeps on giving. Yeah, okay. He says two-way and score. I don't know if there's any other ways to score. I think that's the only... They're the only ways that I know of. Sorry if this is boring you, but I'm just having a lot of fun with this. Oh, flat. And yes, the goalies are very, very overpowered. So most of the games that are on the Mega Drive Mini are only free button compatible, which is kind of weird that they went to the effort of releasing two 6-button controllers for the Japanese version. But there are a handful of games that came out on the Japanese version that do use the 6 buttons that did not come out on the PAL version. My god, this guy is just killing it. One of these days they're going to flatten my goalie, I can just see it. I know, they were just more imaginative with games back in this, and they took more risks. I would like to see a Wrestle Ball 2. I'd buy it. Oh, come on, I thought I got that kick out. Oh. I missed him. Comes in with a coating, I love it. Oh no. No, don't. Good thing the goalie's on the job. Because I'm not. Nice. Walks over the dead carcass. Look at him go, the fat boy's taking it up the left. Oh, that was an anticlimax. Alright, after this, can you guys start voting in the bottom there what game you want to see played? Let me know what game you want to see played next. That's it. Since Spaceys wins 2-0. Snow Brothers. Hybrid Front. Alright, let's go through these. So there's a bit of talk about... Hang on, let's see. Oh wow, this is going on and on and on. How is this game on the Mini over Truxton? What? I don't know what game you're talking about. I can't decide which I like better between Wrestle Ball and Speedball. I love both. Tommy, I totally agree. How is this game over the Mini over Truxton? Don't know what you're talking about. Double Lariat. What? Not Mutant League Ice Hockey. No, I would love a Mutant League Ice Hockey. That would be awesome. Game Boy Bryant said this is looking like something WWE could have done back in the 80s. Yeah. EA are too busy selling FIFA packs and surprise mechanics. Grim Monolith says Genesis Mini should have had NHL 94. Yeah, we already touched on that. Alright, we've got a couple of political comments there we will leave alone. I've been watching the Game Center CX box set. Emerald Rangers, I applaud you. That Japanese TV show is awesome. Game Center CX. I made it. It made me wish that Battle Golfer Yui was on the Mini. Hang on, I'm just going to save this and reset. No, go back. Yeah, okay. The Atari VC, yeah, we got all that. Still, I think I might need to find this game. Yeah, Wrestle Ball is awesome game to play. Autos have made me skeptical about the new Intellivision console. The Intellivision console, I'm kind of looking at it with a bit of half interest. I don't think that one's a scam. I do think that they're going to do something different there. It's always time before mobile gaming, Spaceys, right? Mobile gaming took all the zombie mums away from the consoles. There's a Wrestle Ball on PS1, I think. It's part of the Namco Museum series. I wonder if they did anything with that game. It has the YouTubes and memes on the phones. That's why the big gaming companies won't risk with games, because it's easier just to cater to the mobile meme meathead bogans. Yep. Snow Brothers for the intro. I also bought. Oh, you bought the Mega Drive Mini? Of course you would. It's got your game on it. Congratulations, Toshiaki. Oh yes, I finally have a chance to tell you what you deserve. I shout you out on Twitter every week, and nothing, you are an a-hole. Thank you, Rotary Gamer. Yes, keep them comments coming. Plus, play Musha again. I'll take a video. Toshiaki, I can't wait to see that. That would be awesome. Alrighty, I'm just going to get stuck into... I don't know, what game did you want to... Tiger Max is saying, can you tell Toshiaki Tiger Max thinks you're a cool dude? So there you go, Toshiaki. We all thank you for Musha Release soundtrack. Okay, Snow Brothers, it is. I'll play Hybrid Front for the intro later, after this game. So this is another game that didn't get released on the PAL version. And, you know, I don't know what they were going for on this. All your base are belong to us. Yeah, not the most in-depth title sequence, but anyway. Alright. I've never really played this much, so... kind of just making it up as I go along. Teletubbies. Time for Teletubbies. This predates Teletubbies by a few years. Isn't this kind of like a spiritual successor to Rainbow Island? Jeez, they go fast. I can see why people like it. This was one of the last Neo Geo games. And it's actually not a bad game. I think you can roll snowballs into other enemies. Yeah, that's what I'm pretty much figuring out. Like I said, it's been a while. And also when you roll like that, it makes you invincible for a split second, so that's handy. done. Yeah, it's oh crap. That's wow. Alright, catch up on the comments. Those devils look like rejected Mad Balls. I remember. Who remembers Mad Balls? They were weird. I think you can. Yeah. Oh god, that smile is going to give me nightmares. I had the chance to play this game in the arcades, but I chose to play a brighter pinball table instead. Yeah, I'll pick pinball over this. I only had $1 on me at the time. Back when you could have fun for $1. Depends on where you go. My brighter pinbot is currently getting repaired. Can't wait to get it back. Oh, shut up, Tommy. Have you got brighter pinbot? That's ridiculous. I'm so jealous. I wish I had a pinball machine. What was the one you wanted me to play? Oh, actually, I just noticed something. They don't have Virtual Fighter on this. I wonder why. Because it sucks. I have Brighter Pinbot, Whitewater, and Old Chicago. You've got free pinball machines. Well, if you ever get bored, you can send it to Sin Spacies. Okay. We've got Puya Puya 2. But because it's in Jap, I'll play this because you guys will see how weird it is. It's not like Puya Puya 1. They've tried to really do something new and different with this one. Compile! Oh no, this is the first one, isn't it? No, this is 2. There is a sequel on this though. I had this on the Game Gear. On the Sega Game Gear, and then it got stolen. Oh my god, this takes me back. So this is basically Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, but reskinned. Or the other way around, that Dr. Robotnik was reskinned. I prefer this over Tetris. Just saying. Yeah, cop that. The machines are working when you're in Melbourne Spaces. You can come over and play them. Okay, if they're working. How often do they break down? What is it like to own a pinball machine? That must be a constant headache. Yes, Yachtanet. Is that skeleton drinking a melted squishy? I have no idea. Alright, so that was Puyo Puyo. And I might save that to work on that later. No. And back to the main menu. I have this on a cart, and I also have Game Boy port for the first game. Okay. Try playing Puyo Puyo on the original Game Boy. It is hard. Puyo Puyo gets really hard real quick. They break down a lot. Two pinball machines are working, but with minor issues. Oh my god. It'll be a headache. But a good headache. Alright, hybrid front. It's in Japanese, so I got, you know, I can't do anything with this. But the intro is different. You guys will see. Like a DOS loading up sequence. It's weird. So this is a tactical battle sim game. But again, I can't get into it because it's all in Japanese. Good night, Toshiaki Sakoda-san. Thank you for watching. And yeah, it's totally honored to see that you came in on the chat and good timing. That's all I got to say. That was brilliant timing. Thank you very much. Emerald Ranger says AD 2072 on my 82nd birthday. Cocoon, wasn't that a movie? I got no idea what's going on. Fall into Green Hill. Is that Reagan? He's dead, isn't he? I like how they tried to use realistic graphics, but the Mega Drive just couldn't do it. Any game that's got, yeah, any game that's got like a screenshot looking like this, it always comes out looking really bad. Yeah, that's one of the longest opening sequences on a Mega Drive game. Initial start. I have no idea what's going on.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm sure I've heard that sample somewhere. I got no idea. Kill them all. I don't know. Tiger Max, you want to help me out? You're the one that wanted this. Oh crap, I just saw dudes pop up behind me. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I got no idea. Well, this looks like fun. Oh yeah, one thing that I have found with the Mega Drive Mini is that it is a little bit jumpy with moving left and right sometimes. So that's something, yeah, it's doing it now. It is a little bit jumpy with controls. Oh man. Nah, this is painful. I gotta get out. Set the blue dudes up in the highlighted spaces. Yeah, nah, it's all Greek to me. Nah, not gonna do it. I would love to see a translated version of that though one day. Gonna have to move along. It's all Japanese. I know that, Tiger Max. That's why I can't play it. Okay, what? No, actually, no. There was one game I wanted to show you guys. Here we go. This is an interesting one because it was one of the. It came out in '95, which is rather late in the Mega Drive history, and it's a Sega Channel game. So it features Action 16 Ton. I've got no idea what that is. Flicky! I've got Flicky on the SC3000. It's also got Putter Golf, Hyper Marbles, Penguin Land. I've got this on the SC3000 as well. So there's a lot of heritage, Sega heritage here as well. Sports, Paddle Fighter, Table Metal City, role-playing. Now, isn't that just Super Highline? Could be wrong. That really crap game that came out. I'll play that later. Pyramid Magic, Action Robot, Robot Battler, Teddy Boy Blues, which is again another Sega classic, and this thing. Fatal Labyrinth, that's right. Yeah, I kind of wanted to enjoy Fatal Labyrinth, but I just couldn't. Yeah, it's Fatal Labyrinth. Thanks, guys. We're gonna play Flicky because, you know, I played this way back. Jeez, it would have been at least 86 when I first played this, and this is the remake on the Mega Drive. I should get this on cartridge. Can't be that expensive. It is such a small game. It is ridiculously tiny. 2 megs. 2 megabits of power. I need to get Echo. Not the game. I mean echo effects from sound effects. Alright, so the idea for anyone that doesn't know Flicky is to get the birdies without getting hit by the cats and get the birdies and send them home. That's Flicky. Sounds so basic, because it is, but it's super addictive. Me and my sister were addicted to Flicky. Flicky HD Turbo Power Up Edition. I'm just going to explain something also while I'm playing this. I don't normally give trolls any sort of attention, but I did have a troll in the YouTube comments section just before. That's the guy that I made that video about. Oh, come on, I missed one. So I made a video called Social Media, the Dark Side of Social Media. That guy was in the comment section just before. So, yeah, that's one thing I got to work with when streaming. And I got to work out now how to block him from future streams. Oh no, he got me birdies. Yes. Oh, Retro Unlim, how you doing? Yeah, I'm playing. You know, other people play Fortnite and cool games like Rocket League, and well, here I am playing Flicky. Because it's the Mega Drive Mini. Now, strictly speaking, this isn't. How would you put it? It's not its own game. It's part of a compilation within the Mega Drive Mini, which is kind of cool. So when they say that it comes with 42 games, they're actually not telling the entire truth. They could have said that it comes with 47 games, I think it is. And this is a proper outright release. Like, it did come out on cartridge. It was its own thing. Yup. Oh. There's always one. And it's Uncle Chunt. Holy hell, it's Flicky. Yeah, I like how some of you guys come on in when I'm playing the worst game. I call this one of my, what is it, guilty pleasures? Yes, perfect. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Oh no! No. Oh. still got one bird down, two down there. Great. So the graphics on the SC3000 version of this game are absolutely shocking. Like, I don't mind saying it. Which is why when this version came out, it was like a HD remake. And look at it, it's just so basic. Is Earthworm Jam on here? No! So let's get out of Flicky. We've done Flicky. I'll save it. Because, you know, my progress in this game is important. Alright. I was playing Puyo Puyo 2, but there was another game that I saw. Oh, you know what it is? I think the version that I was playing of Puyo Puyo 2 is different in Japan. Hang on, what's this thing down here? Ah, no, it's this one. Okay. Al Naja, heroine of the Puyo Puyo series, stars in this 3D dungeon RPG. To pass her exam and to graduate from Magic Kindergarten, because that's a thing, she must ascend from the Magic Tower. Features many familiar faces from the Puyo Puyo series, except it's unplayable in English. Like, because it's in Japanese. Glad you're just enjoying all the joy and totally throwing yourself into the Mega Drive Mini hype. I'm going all in on the Mega Drive Mini. Another compile game. 96, so this is a really late release. But it's all in Japanese, so I've got no idea what's going on. No idea. So anyway, I'm just showing this because to give you a bit of an idea that some of these games are not playable. Because it's all dialogue. So I'll get out of this. I was just wanting to show you that intro. I can't wait for the PC Engine Mini as well. How long do you think it will take before this is hacked? I'll give it a week, not even. Because they've already almost done it. Langriza 2. So it's another RPG, and it's another game that you cannot play without knowing Japanese. Is Bonanza Brothers on this? Yes, we were just playing it before. Oh, Bonanza Brothers, no, sorry, that was Snow Brothers. Get Takayuki to play with you on the Japanese game, Spaceys. One day, I want to do an interview with him. It has to happen. Is Tommy still in the chat? He better be in the chat still, because I can't believe if he missed that. Retro Unlim, you missed something really cool that happened. We and Uncle Trump, this is also for you. Oh yeah, there's, yeah. So I was playing Musha Released, the very reason why I bought this Mega Drive Mini, and I was talking about. Someone asked, "Do you have?" Because I told you guys how I use the music for my intro. And someone said, I hope you have that licensed. And I said, no, I got one step better than that. That the composer himself is actually a subscriber to the channel. And I said, but he left YouTube, and it's kind of sad that he left. And then he was in the chat, he was watching. I said, did you get that license? That's right. And Toshiaki actually was watching in the chat. So I had the composer for Musha Released watching me play Musha Released. That was quite cool. Alright, I reckon this is going to be another one of those games. Oh god. Yeah, we'll just go with Link. We'll call it Link. Skip. Yeah, this is not going to end well. Oh, that's equip. Okay. Do the thing with that one. Yeah. All right. I just want to show off one attack if I can, because as soon as you see this in action, if I can get it to happen, you'll recognize what kind of game this is. Alright, so kind of like Shining Force 2, except mixed with Battle Advance. Is it Battle Wars or Battle Advance? Advance Wars? Yeah, we'll move it here. Yeah. And you can stay there, mate. Yeah, you're good. Yeah. I've got no idea. No, go there. I've got no idea. Can we just go? No, I don't want to do any of that. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, get a dog up here. Attack those blokes over there. Yeah. I reckon if this was a game that I had to play to death, for, you know, to save my life, I'm pretty much as good as dead. Cool flex, mate. Main. Yeah, he was watching the stream on YouTube, I believe. Yeah, so the Toshiaki was watching on YouTube. Which is a good thing that I decided to start streaming across YouTube at the same time. I should have done that earlier. Tommy says, yeah, he knows he was freaking out. How cool was that? And none of you clipped it. None of you. I did. Can we get on with this? I'm waiting to see one fight scene. These games are actually really cool if you can understand them, but when you don't understand them, it's just, yeah, it looks like this. You gotta generate troops. Move troops. There's a little bit more tact than Shining Force 2. No Rystar, no Rocket League. No and no. On both versions, no. But we all know that this is going to get hacked. The enemy's got all those dudes, and all I've got is these two shacking out in a house. I'm so dead. Do something. Oh, okay, so that one... Hang on. I've got no idea. That one's attack. That one there... I got no idea. They all end with the same result. I did something then. They're my dudes as well. I was hoping to show you at least one fight scene. It looks like it's going to take too long. We'll move on. Surprised with there being no 32 or CD game. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I kind of figured that was going to be the case. Here's another Japanese game. Yeah. So this one is Puzzle and Action Tent. Yeah, these are great names that they've got for these games. They really knew how to market the games. I know Mega Drive can do better than that with the voice sampling. Come on. So they tried to make Bonanza Brothers into a reoccurring theme, like a reoccurring character. So you can think of this as WarioWare before WarioWare, because that's exactly what kind of game this is, where you got different quick games that you got to play, and it was done before Nintendo had got their hands on this sort of concept. Mahjong? No? I don't know, throw an 8 in there. Oh, that was a good guess. Oh, do I have to count the blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 13, damn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I meant to say 9. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 13. Got to net. Alright. Oh god. 2, 6, 7, 8, 15. What? Ah! Is that game over? Alright. Let's do this for real. 4, 7, 14, 17. 18, come on. This is thrilling stuff and all. I hope you're not... I'm gonna reset this because this is kind of lame. Not a fan. But actually, hang on. Oh, do you mind if I up this video to my SNS? No, go for it. Can you please tell me what is SNS though? I have no idea. Toshiaki is asking, because Toshiaki is still lurking in the comments, asking if he can upload this video. That's cool. All right, we've got to play Mega Man because it's a thing. I've never really been a fan of Mega Man because it's just way too hard. But I know that it's massively big in America. It's so weird to see this on a Mega Drive. Huawei Wars. What? Does it actually say it? None. Licensed by Sega. I just noticed the background. That's actually pretty cool. They're like film strips. I like that. Oh, I just thought of something. Shalom. Shalom. I have no idea what you mean by that. No, but it should. Yeah, it would have been good to have that voice sample at the start. One game that should have been on here, because we got Musha released, but if I was to be really greedy, I would love to also have Devil Crash on here as well. Devil Crash was so cool, and the music was awesome in that as well. Alright, we'll play Mega Man 2, because Mega Man 1 doesn't really do it for me. And I want you to hear the difference. Oh, Shalom means hello in Hebrew. How you doing, cat? There's one key part in this intro, and it just highlights how bad the music was done in this, in my opinion. Coming up. Nah, it doesn't sound the same. Mega Man 3, if this is the Japanese edition, why is it called Mega Man and not Rockman? Well, the story behind that is because I'm playing it in the West in English. If I put this into, hang on, because we've been asked in on YouTube, if this is Mega Man, why is it not called Rockman? So there's Mega Man 2. If I go back to the main menu and then go up to settings, this is a really cool thing about this. You've got about 3 different versions of some ROMs. Languages, Japan, audio and visual intelligent terminal. Where is it? Wily. There it is. Rockman Mega World. It even had a different title. So, I'm sorry, but whenever I hear that, I think Street Fighter. Sorry. His mouth moves, but nothing is said. Uncle Chunt is asking Sega related Sonic Team Racing on Switch. Recommend? 100%. The only difference is it doesn't have the cutscene, the movie sequence at the start. I think that's the only major difference. But performance-wise, it plays quite the same. It even makes the Super Fantasy Zone box small, like how it was supposed to be. Yep, because the Sunsoft games were different. Rockman Mega World, and if we select there it is. These little cutscenes reminds me of the little cutscenes in Dr. Robotnik Mean Bean Machine. No! The music's just wrong. Zach B says Sonic and All-Stars Racing best ever kart game. I hope they do a sequel. Okay. How tall is that building? I don't know. I've never counted the stories. Alright, you guys all want to watch me fail at this. Which one? Metal Man, Flash Man, Clash Man, Woodman, Hitman, Bubbleman, Airman, and Quickman. Airman or Flash Man? I'll go with Airman. Airman sucks. straight away, I hate how you can't duck in this game. I hit jump. I swear to God, I hit jump. Oh, that is one thing that sucks about this game, about this console. It's one of the few fail points, is that there's no rewind button. How is this game fun? Stop it. Oh. Yeah, great. And we do the exact same thing. The rewind buttons are for dense Humpty Dumpties. I love the art style, but why do they have to make these games so freaking hard? If I die in the same spot, that'll be... Nah, I'm not doing it! It sucks. That's Mega Man. That's all you get. I don't enjoy playing that game. I'll change the language back. I kind of like, you know, to read and stuff. Does it have the turbo and super turbo mode? No, it does not. If you think this port is bad, you should play the mobile port. It's super slow and choppy. Yeah. Needed Shadow Dancer. I totally agree. Gets hit with Spike, it's rewind time. Yes, Zach, I totally agree. Mega Man is brutal. I don't know why so many people love it, but it's a thing. Rent-A-Hero. Rent-A-Hero is a playable character, I believe, in Mega Fighters Remix? No, Fighters Mega Mix on the Saturn. And Sega tried to make him into an ongoing character, but it just never caught on, given the fact that it never got released in the West. Look at that title screen, that's lousy. Name. Oh, come on. Only one Spacey? Can't have an S at the end? Alright, Spacey it is. You know, Rent-A-Hero nearly got an English release. It should have. This is not what I was expecting. It's a lot nicer in person. I just picked it up on Sunday. It's actually quite nice. What are we talking about? The Beyond Oasis is terrible. The box art. Oh, okay. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's great either. Can I speak the text up? That guy looks like Cody from Final Fight. Oh yeah. Oh, Spacey. Is this a role-play game? I had no idea. I thought it was a Let me guess. This girl's going to tell me that I can't go outside. How do you think you're going? Get back inside, and make your bed, and help with the dishes. Spacey, you're so damn lazy. Nah. Alright, it's an RPG, so in Japanese, so that's a no-go. So as you can see, a lot of the games that came out on the Japanese version are text-heavy. So I wouldn't recommend people going out of their way to get a Japanese Mega Drive Mini. I think you'd be better off to buy a Western one, whether it be Genesis or PAL Mega Drive. As for the 6-button issue, I just don't think it's worth importing it and get the Mega Drive 6-button controller when you could just get a power version and get a 6-button controller from Retrobit. It kind of sucks that you have to make that extra money for the outlay to play the one game that you're only going to want to play it with. If I can get to it. Oh, come on. How come I can't find it? Should have gone to Specsavers. There it is. No. I probably should try seeing if there's any difference between this and the Japanese version. Let's try and have a look. I'm going to change it to Japan. And I'm going to see if there's any difference between... I like the box art. Yeah, look at the box art for World of Illusion. This is much better. Street Fighter 2 Plus! You know, the Japanese version of Final Fantasy IV came out a full 2 years in Japan compared to the West. That doesn't surprise me at all. Golden Axe 2 is the best beat 'em up on the Genesis. I disagree. I'm just saying. A hard pass. What's a hard pass? Uncle Chunt said hard pass. I'm not sure what game you're referring to. Maybe Rent a Hero. Or the Japanese... Are you talking about a hard pass on the Japanese Mega Drive Mini? Starlight Zone music-ish. Yep. For the Mega Drive, the graphics look pretty decent on this game. It's just the sound, I think, that lets it down a bit. Streets of Rage 2 is the best beat 'em up on the Genesis. Yeah, gotta agree with you there. There are some interesting Japanese only beat 'em ups. Yeah, Kabuki is one, which was a very early Mega Drive release. Did you see that? The way it writes plus in? That's cool. What's Dash? Dash? What is Dash? I gotta stick with my boy Royal. I gotta take out Tub Guts. Oh, how slow is it? Now this is not the normal speed. Don't get excited because perfect. Yeah, this is not the normal speed. You can go in and adjust the speed because it has got hyper fighting in it. I remember one where you can transform into a sword-wielding wolf that fights aliens. Okay. Not Wolf Child. Oh, Zangief, you're not even trying, mate. Oh, he gets a hit in. Man, I remember Art of Fighting on the Mega Drive. Yeah, it would have been nice to see some SNK games come out on this thing. Oh, hard pass on the text-heavy RPGs. I don't mind text-heavy RPGs if they're in English. I get into them. Dash is champ and Excite is hyper. Okay. Someone's talking about censorship, that Chun-Li's panties are changed because, you know, that's a thing. Oh, come on. Don't you go dizzy. Time that will. Oh, nice win. Chun-Li can okie dokie artitote me with her energy legs. Okay. Oh, we've got Sega Master Tim in. How you doing? It's getting closer. Don't you start that hashtag, Uncle Chun. Kills of Dowsim. I remember when I first saw this game, I was ultra impressed with the elephants in the background. I hate the sound of it though. He's telling him to get a dog up here. Right there. Yeah, that's what he's telling him. How basic is the background though compared to what we get now? And this was huge. This game was ridiculously big. It was so simple. And now, Mega Fighting Turbo Super Duper with dramatic combo finishes and super finishes with the change the screen. And back here it was just two dudes fighting on a rooftop. It is a rooftop, isn't it? Oh, I just got my ass kicked. Street Fighter 2, my god. It was massive. Spaceys, you hate everything. I don't know what you're talking about. What made you make that comment? Oh, Dizzy! I hate losing. Oh man, I hate losing. Super Mega Fighting Turbo Championship Edition. There's a parody of this PF called Strip Fighter 2. Surprised they didn't send a cease and desist letter for that. All right, so that's Street Fighter 2 on using a 6-button controller, better than the Super Nintendo Super 6-button controller. I prefer this one over the Super Nintendo controller. And another thing, I never got my hands cramped using this. Well, I think I've pretty much showed you guys everything that this thing can do tonight. And I'm happy. I'll play this one last time. Because, you know, this is the main reason why I bought it. Was just for this. Bing. Full Metal Fighter, Eleanor. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. So this is showing a Japanese screenshot with the Japanese text. There is not a single track on this game that I don't like. But every track on this game, the music that is, just works so damn well. And I didn't know it when I first played it, but the main pilot is a chick. How cool is this? Okay, this scene looks straight ripped from UN Squadron. Well, Kat, you might want to check, right? Before you make silly comments like that, you might want to check your timeline. Zek B, music is so awesome on Musha. Well, Zek B, we had the composer himself in on the chat just a moment ago. So I hope you were here to see that, because that was a moment on Synth Spaces that I won't ever forget. Alright, let's get into it. I'll change it to easy, and it's not a cop-out, it's just I want to show you guys more. It's a cop-out. Did he compose any other game, Spaceys? Yes, he did. Devil Crash is the only other game that I can think of off the top of my head. I'd have to dig around more to see what else he did. But they're the two that I know of. And yeah, I don't really know much more about what he did after that, which is kind of sad. Because this game is like one of the best soundtracks of all time. You're very vulnerable when you first start this game off. So anyone that dies right away, don't feel too bad about it, because yeah, you only have to get 1 or 2 hits and you're dead. But when you start getting more power-ups and whatnot, you can, this guy, yeah, you start able to get more hits before you actually die. But this is, I don't know. I personally felt it was worthwhile to buy the Sega Mega Drive Mini Japanese version just for this game alone. I don't know how many other people would find that much dedication and devotion to do that. I would suggest that you just get the Mega Drive Mini in your local region, or Genesis Mini, and I'm not endorsing piracy. I'm just saying that there are some options coming. Because not everyone has got $300, Tommy, to spend on Musher, at least on original. Oh no! Get good, Brian. What were you doing? Get it, get it. Just saw a comment tick over there, and I know that's Tom. Ah, of course it was. So predictable, Tommy. Tommy can get me a Mega SG. It's getting super expensive. Retro gaming has got so many options now, but it is expensive. But if you're passionate enough about it, I don't fault anyone for going out of their way to buy these cool things like the Mega SG and all the rest of it. I'm just jealous that I can't, you know, do all that stuff yet. And I'm not big enough to get, the guys at so-and-so sent me a review copy. I don't have that kind of fame yet. Oh, and just for the record, I didn't get a review copy of the Mega Drive Mini sent. I bought both of mine. Maybe if I didn't buy these, I could have bought a Mega SG. But the Mega SG doesn't come with any controllers, am I right? Can anyone confirm that for me? Extra man! Don't get hit. Stop getting hit. Now I'm just being self-indulgent. I'm just playing it for fun. Ooh. It's not a bullet hell game, and that's why I like it. I don't like bullet hell games. Alright, we got the black hole. I don't think I can recall any other game, any other shooter that had a black hole for a mini black hole for a weapon. Oh no! I just lost my black hole. Oh, where's my power up? And it's a very basic weapon set that you got to work with, which some people might be turned off by, but I like it because you know what, there's no surprises. Darius Garden. I played Darius G on the PlayStation. That was another cool shooter that I had that I liked. Can we just go? You had a black hole bomb. Tommy, you got Japanese Saturn stuff per chance. So you have to be born during a generation to enjoy things from that generation. Oh, really? No. Who said that? I never said that. I'm kind of hoping that people born, like, younger gamers can still appreciate games like this rather than just be playing Fortnite or whatever. I've never said that though. I do believe though that there is a larger percentage of younger gamers that don't appreciate or understand the passion for games like this. And I think that's a shame. And it's not just about the games themselves, but I think it's also to do with the fact that there's so much history and culture behind the gaming industry to this day. And that's something that I've always been super proud of to be involved in. And I love the community, the gaming community for the most part. There are obviously, come on. There are obviously some components of gaming that we all don't like and can't stand. But for the most part, I think the gamers do get along quite well. Except when they're fighting about which console's better. But even that stuff's dying. The console wars are no longer a big issue. I'm trying to read that comment. Kat says, I'm 17 and my favourite console is the NES. Hey, I wouldn't go to, hey, hang on. I wouldn't go that far. NES, come on. I actually don't own an NES. It's the one console that I never really got into, but having said that, I did try bidding on an NES the other day, because again, I've never owned one, and I would like to explore. I'd like to explore its back catalogue, but it's just super expensive. You're better off to get a Mega Drive, an NES Mini, and just work with that. No, it's not the original games. No, you don't have the box art, but I can handle that. It's not a. It was never a console I was passionate about, but I'm willing to give it a look and explore its past. Only from a historical point of view, though. Also, you got to remember, I was working for the opposition, so yeah, we kind of looked at it as the enemy. Oh no! Ah! Ah! No! Got a pea shooter now. Get him. Alright. Since Spaces. Oh, come on. It really is hard, right, when you start with nothing but a pea shooter. I said it's really hard when you start with a pea shooter. Come on. I lost it. I don't think I've ever died this early in the game. Here we go. I just want to show this section off and that's it. And I'm going to call it a night. That is freaking awesome. For a console that doesn't have half the hardware features of its competitor, they really did. It was just up to the developers to just get creative. And that will be me for tonight. And I'm just gonna leave it at that and reset it. Well, the Mega Drive was supposed to compete with the NES. Yeah, and but it was mostly to compete with Nintendo in general. And boy, they really did put Nintendo in their place for a bit. And they were the only company that could do it at the time. NEC was the only other company that had a chance and they failed. Sega were the only company that could have come along and really gone toe-to-toe with Nintendo at the time. And we will never go through a time and period as memorable as the console wars in the 16-bit era. I don't think, because it's all the console landscape is just changing now. It's gone totally dynamic. We don't even know what the next console generation is going to look like. We know there's going to be a PlayStation 5. We know that there's going to be an Xbox something, and they're both going to have discs, but we don't know the full extent of what those two consoles are going to offer. And who knows what Nintendo's going to do. Whether that Nintendo will be serious one day and just release a standard console anymore, I don't think we'll ever see that, but I predict that the Phantom will finally come out. What the hell is a Phantom? You know, something this gen has put me off gaming. No, yes, I get it. I like the Switch. I love that the Switch gave you something totally different to explore, a totally different option. Anyway, I am babbling. I do need to pick up my missus. She is going to be on her way and I have to pick her up from the station, so I've got to get out of here before Mrs. Spaceys kills me. Game Boy Bryant says don't expect much change in the next generation other than the graphics. Other the police station? Yeah, the police station. She got arrested. No, the train station, you ninny. The Mega Drive did not put the NES in their place. They did. They made Nintendo resort to actually coming up with a 16-bit console, which they were not going to do. Nintendo were complacent to just stick with the NES for another couple of years. If it wasn't for Sega, they would have just kept releasing NES games until cows come home. Any other comments there I can quickly finish up with? This was massive fun tonight, mate. Don't forget that DM from Saturday. I'll have to check that. Oh, for Saturday? Mega Drive did not come close to the NES sales. Yeah, Kat, look, I know, I get it. You're an NES fanboy. I get it. And yes, the NES sold brilliantly. But Sega released a console that made Nintendo change what they were doing. And for a short time in history, the Mega Drive was outselling the Nintendo consoles. That's just recorded in fact. Tommy Ted said no, that video I sent you. Alright, I'll check it. By the way, this Saturday will be the 12th edition or 12th episode of the Synth Spacey show, so please don't forget to check for that. Also, if you've got a question that you can send in, can you guys please send it in? I've only got 3 questions so far. Please send in a question, 1 minute or less, in video, in landscape. Send it to synthspaceys@gmail.com and just put in there Synth Spacey show question, and I will feature you on the next episode this weekend. And I'll announce it now. For this Saturday, we have got Uncle Chunt, we have got Meowty Ching, and we have also got the Top Loader. Who can forget the Top Loader? That's going to be an interesting chat. So get your questions in to synthspaceys@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to make the yes, Uncle Chunt, me, Uncle Chunt's watching in YouTube land. So anyway, I'm gonna bail. I do have to get going, guys. It's been awesome. I had a really good stream tonight. I don't care if I only got up to 10 viewers, if that wasn't the point. I had Toshiaki watching in the stream, so that was like an achievement unlocked. That was so cool. Anyway, my name has been Brian, and I've been gaming since Spaceys. Thank you, guys.
It's in Spaceys. 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 Yeah. It's in Spaceys. It's in Spaceys. It's in Spaceys. It's in Spaces. It's in Spaces.